Interview questions for project management roles. How do you ensure customer satisfaction throughout the project? How do you handle customer dissatisfaction? What types of projects have you worked on? Describe their nature, complexity, deliverables, duration, budget, and actual costs. Have you encountered situations where the project team was demotivated? How did you handle it? If this were your dream job, what value would you bring to the organization? What challenges have you faced while dealing with team members? Share challenges faced while using project management tools. Can you describe the most difficult and complex project you've worked on? Was it successful? How do you know when a project is off track? What metrics do you use? Have you managed remote teams or outsourced resources? How did you ensure their performance? If you could go back and change one thing as a project manager, what would it be? What is the most common challenge you face as a project manager? These questions cover a wide range of project management competencies, including stakeholder management, team leadership, project complexity, tools proficiency, and handling project challenges. Prepare specific examples and experiences to effectively answer these questions in your interview. What are the things you can decompose in terms of exteriors, such as glass, body, tires, wheels, bonnet, mirror, and rear mirror? What is meant by the term SPI, Schedule Performance Index? What is the significance of Agile project management? Explain some popular Agile frameworks. Why does a project manager need to be proactive? What does critical path method imply? Define planned value, actual cost, and earned value. What is the purpose of a procurement management plan? When is a post-mortem analysis performed in project management? What is the purpose of a risk register? When do we use a Gantt chart? What are some tools required for arriving at improvements in processes? How do you work with the three-point estimation method? What do you understand by the term RAID? What are some techniques used for defining scope? What is the waterfall model in project management? On what basis would you decide if a particular risk should be avoided or mitigated? What is EVM, earned value management? What is the difference between product life cycle and project life cycle? These questions cover various aspects of project management methodologies, tools, and techniques, as well as definitions and practical applications. Project definition and initiation. How do you define a project according to PMBOK? What is a project charter and why is it important? What is the difference between project scope and product scope? Explain the project life cycle and its phases. Why are process groups important in project management? Knowledge areas. Name the 10 knowledge areas in PMBOK. Describe the key processes in project integration management. What are the main components of project scope management? How does project schedule management contribute to project success? Discuss the importance of project quality management in delivering project outcomes. Project monitoring and control. What is the purpose of the monitoring and controlling process group? How do you validate project deliverables during the monitoring and controlling phase? Explain the significance of earned value management in project monitoring. What role does project risk management play in project execution? How does project stakeholder management influence project outcomes? These questions cover fundamental aspects of project management, focusing on definitions, processes, knowledge areas, and their practical applications. They should help in preparing for interviews and understanding the role of project management in various contexts. How do you define a project? What is a project charter and why is it important? What is meant by the scope of a project? Can you explain the project life cycle? What are the 5 process groups in project management, and how do they relate to the project life cycle? Name 10 knowledge areas as mentioned in the PMBOK. Explain the importance of project integration management. What are some key techniques used in project scheduling? How do you manage project risks? What is the difference between project scope and product scope? Describe the monitoring and controlling process group. How do you close a project, and why is it important to do so formally? How do you identify stakeholders in a project? What are some challenges you might face when managing project resources? How would you handle scope creep during a project? Can you give an example of a successful project you managed, and what made it successful? How do you prioritize tasks in a project with competing deadlines? What are some metrics you use to measure project success? How do you ensure effective communication among project team members? How do you handle conflicts within a project team? These questions cover a range of project management topics and would help prepare someone for a project management interview. Here are some structured interview questions that cover each of the 9 knowledge areas: integration, scope, schedule, cost, quality, resource, communications, risk, procurement, as well as stakeholder management. Integration management. How do you ensure that all project elements work together seamlessly to achieve the project objectives? Can you describe a time when integrating various project components posed a challenge and how you managed it? Scope management. How do you determine and control what is included and excluded from the project scope? What methods do you use to prevent scope creep during project execution? Schedule management. How do you create and manage a project schedule to ensure timely completion of milestones and deliverables? Can you discuss a time when you had to adjust a project schedule due to unforeseen circumstances? Cost management. What strategies do you employ to estimate, monitor, and control project costs throughout the project lifecycle? How do you handle cost overruns and keep the project within budget? Quality management. How do you ensure that project deliverables meet quality standards and customer expectations? Can you provide an example of how you've implemented quality assurance and quality control measures in a project? Resource management. How do you identify project resource requirements and ensure their availability throughout the project? What techniques do you use to optimize resource allocation across multiple projects? Communications management. How do you plan and execute effective communication strategies within a project team and with stakeholders? Can you describe a situation where effective communication played a critical role in project success? Risk management. How do you identify, assess, and manage risks throughout the project lifecycle? Give an example of how you've successfully mitigated a major project risk. Procurement management. How do you determine what project resources to procure externally versus internally? Can you discuss your approach to managing vendor contracts and relationships during a project? Stakeholder management. How do you identify stakeholders and assess their needs and expectations? Describe a scenario where managing stakeholder expectations was crucial to project success. These questions are designed to assess your understanding and experience across the key areas of project management, focusing on both theoretical knowledge and practical application. Good luck with your interview preparation. If you could go back and change one thing as a project manager, what would it be? Fictional reflection and change as a project manager at Larry Jeffers Race Cars scenario. At Larry Jeffers Race Cars, we undertook a high-stakes project to develop a cutting-edge dragster with a new aerodynamic design and advanced engine tuning. Despite the project's overall success, looking back, there's one thing I would change to improve the project's efficiency and outcomes. Aspect to change: improving initial risk assessment and mitigation planning. Original situation: during the project initiation phase, the risk assessment process identified potential issues but lacked depth in evaluating the likelihood and impact of certain technical risks. As a result, the mitigation plans were not robust enough, leading to unexpected challenges during the execution phase. Challenges faced: technical failures. Several components did not perform as expected during testing, leading to a delay of 4 weeks. Cost overruns. Additional expenses of $50,000 were incurred to rectify unforeseen issues. Team morale. The project team experienced increased stress and demotivation due to the pressure of meeting the revised deadlines. Metrics. Original budget, $300,000. Actual cost, $350,000. Planned duration, 6 months. Actual duration, 7 months. Delay impact, 4-week delay due to technical failures. Additional costs, $50,000 over budget. Team satisfaction. Initial satisfaction score of 70%. Revised approach: if I could go back, I would enhance the initial risk assessment and mitigation planning as follows. Detailed risk identification and analysis. Conducted more thorough risk workshops with key stakeholders and technical experts to identify potential technical failures with a higher likelihood and impact. Used a risk probability and impact matrix to prioritize risks more effectively. Comprehensive mitigation strategies. Develop detailed mitigation plans for high-priority risks, including contingency plans and alternative solutions. Allocated additional resources for risk mitigation, including a contingency budget of 10% of the total project cost, $30,000. Regular risk reviews and adjustments. Scheduled bi-weekly risk review meetings to assess the effectiveness of mitigation plans and adjust strategies as needed. Implemented a dynamic risk register to track and manage risks throughout the project lifecycle. Expected improvements. Budget adherence, kept project costs within the original budget of $300,000 by preventing cost overruns related to technical issues. Schedule compliance, maintain the planned project duration of 6 months by addressing risks proactively. Team morale, increased team satisfaction score to 85% by reducing stress and uncertainty through better risk management. Outcome, by enhancing the initial risk assessment and mitigation planning, the project would have experienced fewer disruptions, staying within budget and on schedule, while also maintaining higher team morale and satisfaction. This change would demonstrate the critical importance of thorough risk management in achieving project success at Larry Jeffers Race Cars. What is the most common challenge you face as a project manager? Common challenge faced as a project manager at Larry Jeffers Race Car scenario. At Larry Jeffers Race Cars, a consistent challenge faced as a project manager is managing scope creep. Scope creep refers to uncontrolled changes or continuous growth in a project's scope, often leading to delays, budget overruns, and reduced team morale. Fictional project example, development of a new ProMod dragster. Initial project scope. Project name, ProMod dragster development planned budget, $400,000 planned duration, 8 months. Key deliverables, design and develop a new ProMod dragster chassis. Implement a high-performance engine tuning package. Integrate advanced aerodynamics. Conduct performance testing and validation. Challenges faced, scope creep. Request for additional features. Midway through the project, the marketing team requested the addition of a new telemetry system to provide real-time data analytics, which was not part of the original scope. Customer-specific customizations. Several key clients requested custom features such as adjustable suspension settings and a unique paint job. Impact of scope creep. Budget overrun. The additional features and customizations increased the project cost by $75,000, bringing the total to $475,000. Schedule delay. The project duration extended by 2 months, totaling 10 months. Resource allocation. Extra resources had to be diverted from other projects to accommodate the new requirements, impacting overall company productivity. Team morale. The team experienced burnout due to the increased workload and pressure to meet the revised deadlines. Metrics. Original budget, $400,000. Revised budget, $475,000, 18.75% increase. Original duration, 8 months. Revised duration, 10 months, 25% increase. Customer satisfaction, initially 90%, dropped to 75% due to delays and increased costs. Team satisfaction, initially 80%, dropped to 65% due to added pressure and workload. Strategies to mitigate scope creep. Clear scope definition and documentation. Detailed project scope statement outlining deliverables, exclusions, and acceptance criteria. Formal change control process requiring all changes to be evaluated and approved before implementation. Stakeholder communication and agreement. Regular stakeholder meetings to discuss progress and any potential changes. Clear communication about the impact of changes on the project timeline and budget. Scope management tools. Use of project management software, for example, Asana, Trello, to track scope changes and approvals. Implementation of a change request log to document and manage all requested changes. Budget and time contingencies. Allocation of a contingency budget, 10% of the original budget, $40,000, for unforeseen changes. Building buffer time into the project schedule to accommodate minor scope changes without major delays. Expected improvements. Budget control, maintaining project costs within a 5% overrun limit, $420,000, through better scope management. Schedule adherence, limiting project duration to an additional 1 month, 9 months total, by proactively managing changes. Customer satisfaction, keeping customer satisfaction above 85% by delivering on promises and managing expectations. Team morale, maintaining team satisfaction above 75% by reducing last-minute changes and excessive workloads. Outcome, by addressing the challenge of scope creep through effective scope management strategies, the project would be more likely to stay within budget and schedule, while maintaining higher levels of customer and team satisfaction. This example demonstrates the importance of proactive scope management in achieving successful project outcomes at Larry Jeffers Race Cars. How do you ensure customer satisfaction throughout the project? Ensuring customer satisfaction throughout a project at Larry Jeffers Race Car Scenario. At Larry Jeffers Race Cars, customer satisfaction is paramount. For this example, we'll focus on a project involving the development of a custom Pro Mod dragster for a high-profile client, Daenerys Targaryen, a well-known racer. The goal is to ensure customer satisfaction from project initiation to delivery. Project overview, project name, custom Pro Mod dragster for Daenerys Targaryen. Planned budget, $450,000. Planned duration, 9 months. Key deliverables, custom design chassis, high-performance engine, advanced aerodynamics package, complete testing and validation, personalized design and branding. Strategies to ensure customer satisfaction, initial consultation and requirement gathering, customer meetings, conduct initial and regular meetings to understand Daenerys Targaryen's specific requirements and preferences. Detailed requirements document, create a comprehensive document outlining all agreed upon features and specifications. Approval of requirements, obtain Daenerys Targaryen's approval on the documented requirements before starting the project. Regular progress updates, weekly progress reports, provide Daenerys Targaryen with detailed weekly progress reports. Monthly review meetings, schedule monthly meetings to review progress, address any concerns, and incorporate feedback. Real-time updates, use project management software to give Daenerys Targaryen real-time access to project updates and milestones. Milestone-based approach, define key milestones, set clear project milestones such as design approval, engine installation, initial testing, etc. Customer sign-off, require Daenerys Targaryen's sign-off at each milestone before proceeding to the next phase. Quality assurance and testing, performance testing, conduct rigorous testing at various stages to ensure the dragster meets performance expectations. Quality control checks, implement quality control checks for each component and feature. Customer involvement in testing, invite Daenerys Targaryen to participate in key testing phases to provide direct feedback. Post-delivery support, training and handover, provide comprehensive training on the new dragster's features and maintenance. Warranty and support, offer a warranty period and dedicated support to address any post-delivery issues or concerns. Metrics to measure customer satisfaction, customer feedback scores, initial consultation satisfaction, 95% weekly progress reports satisfaction, 90% monthly review meetings satisfaction, 88% milestone sign-off satisfaction, 92% final delivery satisfaction, 95% project performance metrics, on-time delivery, delivered within the planned 9 months. Budget adherence, kept within the $450,000 budget with a 2% variance. Quality control metrics, achieved a 98% pass rate on all quality control checks. Customer loyalty and repeat business, post-delivery support satisfaction, 97% likelihood of future projects. Daenerys Targaryen expresses a 90% likelihood of commissioning future projects. Outcome, by implementing these strategies, Larry Jeffers Race Cars ensures that Daenerys Targaryen is highly satisfied throughout the project lifecycle. Regular communication, milestone-based progress tracking, and involving the customer in key phases contribute to maintaining high satisfaction levels. Specific example metrics, project duration, 9 months, initially planned, actual, 9 months, project budget, $450,000, initially planned, actual, $459,000 to 2% variance. Customer satisfaction scores, initial consultation, 95% weekly progress reports, 90% monthly review meetings, 88% milestone sign-off, 92% final delivery, 95% post-delivery support, 97% customer loyalty, likelihood of future projects, 90% positive referrals, 85% by adhering to these best practices and measuring satisfaction through specific metrics. Larry Jeffers Race Cars ensures that customer needs are met and exceeded, leading to a successful project and high customer loyalty. How do you handle customer dissatisfaction? Handling customer dissatisfaction at Larry Jeffers Race Car Scenario. At Larry Jeffers Race Cars, customer satisfaction is crucial. In this example, we'll explore a situation where customer dissatisfaction arises during the development of a custom-built dragster for a client, Cersei Lannister, who is unhappy with the project's progress and initial results. Project overview, project name, custom dragster for Cersei Lannister. Planned budget, $400,000. Planned duration, 8 months. Key deliverables, custom chassis design, high-performance engine, aerodynamics package, comprehensive testing, custom paint and branding. Dissatisfaction point, midway through the project, Cersei Lannister expresses dissatisfaction with the project's progress. citing delays and concerns about the quality of some components. Steps to handle customer dissatisfaction: immediate acknowledgement and the meeting. Schedule a meeting. Organize an urgent meeting with Cersei Lannister to discuss her concerns. Listen actively. Allow her to express her dissatisfaction fully without interruption. Acknowledge issues. Acknowledge the issues and validate her feelings. Root cause analysis. Investigate delays. Conduct a detailed analysis to identify the root causes of the project delays. Quality assessment. Review the quality of the concerned components and identify any discrepancies from the agreed specifications. Action plan development. Develop a corrective action plan. Create a detailed action plan addressing each of Samantha's concerns. Timeline adjustments. Adjust the project timeline to reflect realistic milestones and set new, achievable deadlines. Quality improvements. Outline specific measures to enhance the quality of the components in question. Communicate and agree on the action plan. Present the action plan. Share the corrective action plan with Cersei Lannister. Seek approval. Ensure she agrees with the proposed actions and timeline adjustments. Set clear expectations. Reiterate the project's new milestones and quality standards. Implementation and monitoring. Execute the plan. Implement the corrective actions immediately. Regular updates. Provide Samantha with weekly progress updates to keep her informed. Quality checks. Introduce additional quality checks to ensure components meet the required standards. Feedback and follow-up. Request feedback. After implementing the corrective measures, request Samantha's feedback on the improvements. Follow-up meetings. Schedule follow-up meetings to ensure ongoing satisfaction. Metrics to measure effectiveness. Customer satisfaction improvement. Initial satisfaction score, 60%. Post-corrective action satisfaction score, 85%. Final delivery satisfaction score, 90%. Project performance metrics. New on-time delivery. Adjusted timeline to 9 months. Completed in 8.5 months. Budget adherence. Initial budget of $400,000. Final cost $410,000. 2.5% variance. Quality metrics. Initial quality control pass rate, 85%. Post-corrective actions quality control pass rate, 98%. Outcome. By addressing Cersei Lannister's concerns promptly and effectively, Larry Jeffers Race Cars manages to turn dissatisfaction into satisfaction, ultimately delivering a high-quality dragster that meets her expectations. Specific example metrics. Project duration, initial, 8 months. Adjusted, 9 months. Actual, 8.5 months. Project budget, initial, $400,000. Final, $410,000. 2.5% variance. Customer satisfaction scores, initial, 60%. Post-corrective action, 85%. Final delivery, 90%. Quality control pass rate, initial, 85%. Post-corrective action, 98%. By following these steps and measuring the effectiveness through specific metrics, Larry Jeffers Race Cars ensures that customer dissatisfaction is addressed efficiently, leading to a successful project completion and improved customer satisfaction. What types of projects have you worked on? Types of projects at Larry Jeffers Race Car. Scenario 1, Custom-built dragster. Project name, Drogon Custom Dragster. Project overview, Client, Dean Aries Stormburn Racing. Nature, custom-built high-performance dragster. Complexity, High A involves advanced engineering and integration of multiple high-performance components. Deliverables, custom chassis and bodywork. High-performance engine and transmission. Advanced aerodynamics package. Electronic control systems and safety features. Comprehensive testing and tuning. Duration, 10 months. Budget, $500,000. Actual costs, $525,000, 5% over budget. Detailed metrics, project phases, design and planning, 2 months, $50,000. Fabrication and assembly, 5 months, $300,000. Testing and tuning, 2 months, $100,000. Final adjustments and delivery, 1 month, $75,000. Key performance indicators, KPIs, on-time delivery, 95% adherence to the schedule. Budget variance, 5% over budget. Customer satisfaction, 92%. Quality control pass rate, 97%. Scenario 2, Fleet Maintenance and Upgrade. Project name, Ray Eagle. Fleet Maintenance and Upgrade. Project overview, Client, Ray Eagle Sons Racing Team. Nature, maintenance and performance upgrades for a fleet of 10 racing cars. Complexity, medium A involves standard maintenance with specific performance enhancement upgrades. Deliverables, routine maintenance, engine, transmission, brakes. Performance upgrades, turbochargers, exhaust systems. Safety inspections and enhancements. Cosmetic enhancements, paint, decals. Duration, 6 months budget, $300,000 actual costs, $290,000, 3.3% under budget. Detailed metrics, project phases, inspection and assessment, 1 month, $30,000 maintenance and upgrades, 4 months, $220,000 final inspection and delivery, 1 month, $50,000 key performance indicators, KPIs, on-time delivery, 100% adherence to the schedule. Budget variance, 3.3% under budget. Customer satisfaction, 95%. Quality control pass rate, 98%. Scenario 3, development of new performance parts. Project name, Viserion Performance Parts Development Project Overview, client, internal RD4 market expansion. Nature, development and testing of new high-performance parts. Complexity, high A requires extensive RD, prototyping, and testing. Deliverables, development of high-performance camshafts. Prototyping and initial production run. Performance testing on various engines. Market analysis and readiness. Duration, 12 months. Budget, $800,000. Actual costs, $820,000, 2.5% over budget. Detailed metrics, project phases, research and development, 4 months, $250,000. Prototyping, 3 months, $200,000. Testing and validation, 3 months, $250,000. Market analysis and readiness, 2 months, $100,000. Key performance indicators, KPIs, on-time delivery, 92% adherence to the schedule. Budget variance, 2.5% over budget. Market readiness, 85%. Quality control pass rate, 96%. Scenario 4, event support and pit crew services. Project name, Dragonstone Nationals Event Support Project Overview, client, various racing teams at Dragonstone Nationals. Nature, providing event support and pit crew services. Complexity, medium A coordination of multiple teams and logistics. Deliverables, on-site technical support. Pit crew services for quick repairs and adjustments. Performance monitoring and data analysis. Logistics and transportation of equipment. Duration, 1 month. Event duration, budget, $150,000. Actual costs, $140,000, 6.7% under budget. Detailed metrics, project phases, preparation and logistics, 2 weeks, $50,000. On-site support, 2 weeks, $90,000. Post-event analysis, 1 week, $10,000. Key performance indicators, KPIs, on-time delivery, 100% adherence to the schedule. Budget variance, 6.7% under budget. Customer satisfaction, 97%. Response time for repairs, average 5 minutes. These scenarios provide detailed examples of various types of projects handled by Larry Jeffers Race Cars, showcasing different aspects of project management including scope, complexity, budget management, and specific numerical metrics to measure success and performance. Describe their nature, complexity, deliverables, duration, budget, and actual costs. Types of projects at Larry Jeffers Race Car. Scenario 1, custom-built dragster. Project name, Drogan Custom Dragster. Nature, custom-built high-performance dragster designed to meet specific client requirements for competitive racing. Complexity, high A involves advanced engineering, custom fabrication, integration of high-performance components, and extensive testing. Deliverables, custom chassis and bodywork. High-performance engine and transmission. Advanced aerodynamics package. Electronic control systems and safety features. Comprehensive testing and tuning. Duration, 10 months. Budget, $500,000. Actual costs, $525,000, 5% over budget. Detailed metrics, design and planning, 2 months, $50,000. Fabrication and assembly, 5 months, $300,000. Testing and tuning, 2 months, $100,000. Final adjustments and delivery, 1 month, $75,000. Key performance indicators, KPIs, on-time delivery, 95% adherence to the schedule. Budget variance, 5% over budget. Customer satisfaction, 92%. Quality control pass rate, 97%. Scenario 2, fleet maintenance and upgrade. Project name, Ray Eagle Fleet Maintenance and Upgrade. Nature, maintenance and performance upgrades for a fleet of 10 racing cars to ensure optimal performance and compliance with racing standards. Complexity, medium A involves standard maintenance and specific performance enhancement upgrades. Deliverables, routine maintenance, engine, transmission, brakes, performance upgrades, turbochargers, exhaust systems, safety inspections and enhancements. Cosmetic enhancements, paint, decals, Duration, 6 months. Budget, $300,000. Actual costs, $290,000, 3.3% under budget. Detailed metrics, inspection and assessment, 1 month, $30,000. Maintenance and upgrades, 4 months, $220,000. Final inspection and delivery, 1 month, $50,000. Key performance indicators, KPIs, on-time delivery, 100% adherence to the schedule. Budget variance, 3.3% under budget. Customer satisfaction, 95%. Quality control pass rate, 98%. Scenario 3, development of new performance parts. Project name, Viserion Performance Parts. Development nature, research, development, and testing of new high-performance parts to expand the company's product line and meet market demands. Complexity, high. A requires extensive R&D, prototyping, and rigorous performance testing. Deliverables, development of high-performance camshafts. Prototyping and initial production run. Performance testing on various engines. Market analysis and readiness report. Duration, 12 months. Budget, $800,000. Actual costs, $820,000, 2.5% over budget. Detailed metrics, research and development, 4 months, $250,000. Prototyping, 3 months, $200,000. Testing and validation, 3 months, $250,000. Market analysis and readiness, 2 months, $100,000. Key performance indicators, KPIs, on-time delivery, 92% adherence to the schedule. Budget variance, 2.5% over budget. Market readiness, 85%. Quality control pass rate, 96%. Scenario 4, event support and pit crew services. Project name, Dragster Nationals. Event support nature, providing comprehensive event support and pit crew services for various racing teams at a major racing event. Complexity, medium. A coordination of multiple teams, logistics, and on-the-spot problem solving. Deliverables, on-site technical support. Pit crew services for quick repairs and adjustments. Performance monitoring and data analysis. Logistics and transportation of equipment. Duration, 1 month. Event duration, budget, $150,000. Actual costs, $140,000, 6.7% under budget. Detailed metrics, preparation and logistics, 2 weeks, $50,000. On-site support, 2 weeks, $90,000. Post-event analysis, 1 week, $10,000. Key performance indicators, KPIs, on-time delivery, 100% adherence to the schedule. Budget variance, 6.7% under budget. Customer satisfaction, 97%. Response time for repairs, average 5 minutes. These scenarios illustrate the diverse types of projects managed by Larry Jeffers Race Cars, highlighting different levels of complexity, deliverables, durations, budgets, and actual costs, with detailed numerical metrics to provide a comprehensive understanding of each project's scope and outcomes. Tailoring a resume for project management. As you prepare for your job search, you will need to create or update your resume to reflect your experience in order to apply for project management roles. You have learned so much during this course, and it is important that your resume reflects that. An effective resume highlights your skills and experience and is tailored to the position you are applying for. Let's explore how to make your resume stand out by incorporating your new project management skills and your previous experience. Tailor the content. A. Identify what is important to the potential employer. What does the employer want to know about you? Make sure that you carefully read the job description and notice which skills are mentioned. You can also read several job descriptions for the same type of role to identify which skills and requirements show up frequently. For instance, although specifics will vary by role and employer, many project management-related roles require the ability to effectively organize and coordinate across teams and projects, manage multiple tasks simultaneously, and communicate effectively. You should take note of these skills and be sure to highlight them using similar terms on your resume. A. Create one master project management resume to edit and tailor to each job application. You should make sure that the order of your skills and qualifications matches the job description. In doing this, you are making sure that the things that are most important to the employer are at the top. A. Match the language used in the job description. Some employers use automation software to filter resumes. If the job description uses keywords like procurement and risk management, make sure your resume uses those keywords, too. A. Use project management terminology. This will help the person reading your resume understand how your past experience is relevant to a project management position. A. Decide what not to include on your resume. You may have some skills that are important to you, but those same skills may confuse or distract the hiring managers reading your resume. A. Highlight how your past experience and skills are relevant to project management. If you have been working as a construction foreman but want to begin managing construction projects, your planning and staff management skills will be essential in your new role. Make sure to point out how those skills will be beneficial to the employer. Choose an appropriate format no matter what layout or template you choose for your resume. There are several things you should keep in mind. A. The design of your resume should be simple and easy to understand for both human and artificial intelligence readers. You don't want your resume to be discarded before a real person has a chance to read it. A. Your resume should be easy to read and should convey all of the important information in short bullet points. A. Your resume should be 1 to 2 pages long and contain only the last 10 to 15 years of relevant experience. It is appropriate to use 2 columns on a 1-page resume, but if your resume is 2 pages, be sure to use the entire width of the page. Update the relevant sections. Once you have determined the appropriate format for your resume, you will need to update each of your resume's major sections, which include A. Contact information. A. Professional summary. A. Core competencies. A. Professional experience. A. Education and certifications. Pro tip: resumes should be written in the third person and should not contain personal pronouns. Let's discuss how to incorporate your new skills into these sections of your resume. Contact information. Your header should contain your contact information and should go at the top of your resume. Your header should include the following information: A. Your name in a larger font than the rest of your resume. The city and state you live in. You do not need to include your street address for privacy purposes. A. Your phone number and a link to your email address. A. Link to your LinkedIn profile URL. A. Links to any other personal websites or portfolios, if applicable to the role you are applying for. A. Your header should be relevant, simple, and easy to read. Here is an example of a resume header. Professional summary. Below your header, include a professional summary. A. Use your summary to set the tone. Your summary should be 1 to 3 lines and should clearly state why you are the best candidate for the position. It should highlight the most important things you want the reader to know about you. If you are applying for a new role, you will want to update your industry specialty. You likely have experience that can be related to project management, and you will want to incorporate that relevant experience into your new professional summary. Make sure you tailor your description of yourself to the role you are applying for. A. Merge the description of the role you are applying for with your past experience. Here is an example: project manager with 2 years of demonstrated success in project scoping and planning. Skilled in cross-functional collaboration and project execution. Articulate communicator who thrives in a results-driven collaborative environment. A. Use keywords from the job description to describe yourself. If the job description states that the company is looking for a candidate with knowledge of both traditional and agile approaches, you should add that to your resume. You have gained that knowledge with this certification. Once you have your professional introduction, your next sentence should explain how your unique expertise will make you valuable to the employer. Pro tip: don't forget to use this section to highlight something that makes you stand out from other applicants. Use an accomplishment from a previous role to show the employer what you can offer them. Take a look at this example of a professional summary section. Now that you have your heading and professional summary updates, let's move on to the core competencies section of your resume. Core competencies. Your core competencies should be a bulleted list of the most relevant skills applicable to the position you are applying for. Pro tip: scan the job description for core competencies you have gained during this certification, as well as your past experience, and use those skills as bullet points in this section. Make sure to keep this section relatively short, with 4 to 8 bullets. Here is an example of a project management resume core competencies section. Now that you have highlighted who you are and what makes you the best candidate for the job, it is time to tell the story of what you have accomplished throughout your career in the professional experience section. Professional experience. The professional experience section of your resume provides a summary of the roles and positions you have held in your career. List at least 3 positions in reverse chronological order and only include what is most relevant to the position you are applying for. Your professional experience will not change much from previous resumes, because you can't change the past roles you have held. However, you can possibly rewrite some of your bullets to relate them to project management. For example, let's say you worked as a retail store general manager for the last 5 years and would like to transition to a project manager role at the corporate level. You might include bullets like the following examples: A. Managed 5 employee schedules and store budget of $50,000. A. Led a team of 10 employees and received Store of the Year award. A. Planned, procured, and reconciled inventory shipping and receiving. Make sure you are tying the industry lingo back to your previous experience to show the reader, usually a hiring manager, how your skills relate to project management. Use terms like developed, tracked, managed, and monitored to show the reader that your past experience translates to a project management role. Pro tip: make sure your resume conveys how your past accomplishments are valuable to the role you are applying for. Show the reader how you can make a difference in their organization. An easy way to remember this is through the PARIS framework. A. Problem that needed to be solved. A. Actions I took. A. Result of actions. A. Impact on project, users, quality, etc. A. Supporting evidence, awards, bonus, etc. Below is an example of a professional experience section from a project manager's resume, education and certifications. Now that the majority of your resume has been updated with your new skills and knowledge, it is time to update your education and certifications section. In this section of your resume, you should include any degrees beyond your high school diploma in reverse chronological order. For each degree, list the degree you earned, institution, location, and date of graduation. This section should also list any professional certifications or credentials you hold. It is here where you will list this new project management certification. Here is an example of an education and credentials section of the project management resume. Your resume is now updated and ready to use for project management position applications. You have revised your professional summary, added newly acquired core competencies, related past professional experience to project management, and added this certification to your resume. Pro tip: it is always a good idea to have someone review your resume for any spelling or grammatical errors. Recruiters and hiring managers often toss resumes aside that contain typos. Once you are sure your resume is error-free, it is time to start your job search. Question 1. What is the purpose of a professional resume? The purpose of a professional resume is to show your skills, experience, and qualifications to potential employers. It's like your personal advertisement that tells them why you are the right person for the job. Why this is important: first impression. Your resume is often the first thing employers see about you. A well-written resume can make a strong first impression. Showcase skills. It highlights your skills and experiences that match the job you're applying for. Get interviews. A good resume increases your chances of getting called for an interview. Example with Larry Jeffers Race Cars. Imagine you want to work at Larry Jeffers Race Cars. Your resume should include experience. If you've worked on race cars before, mention specific tasks like engine tuning or bodywork repairs. Skills. Highlight skills relevant to the job, such as welding, fabricating, or using diagnostic tools. Achievements. If you've been part of a racing team that won a competition, mention it. By tailoring your resume to show how your background fits with what Larry Jeffers Race Cars needs, you make a stronger case for why they should hire you. Question 2. How does tailoring your resume help in the job application process? Tailoring your resume means customizing it to fit the specific job you're applying for. This helps in the job application process because it shows employers that you have the exact skills and experiences they are looking for. Why this is important: relevance. It makes your resume more relevant to the job, increasing your chances of getting noticed. Highlights matching skills. It highlights the skills and experiences that match the job requirements. Shows effort. It shows employers that you've put effort into understanding the job and company, which makes you stand out. Example with Larry Jeffers Race Cars. If you're applying for a job at Larry Jeffers Race Cars, skills. Emphasize skills like engine tuning, welding, or using race car diagnostic tools. Experience. Mention any experience you have working with race cars, especially if it involves building or maintaining them. Achievements. Include any achievements related to racing, like being part of a winning team or completing a car rebuild. By tailoring your resume to highlight these points, you show Larry Jeffers Race Cars that you have the specific skills and experience they need, making it more likely they will consider you for the job. It demonstrates to employers that you have the specific skills and experiences they are seeking. By customizing your resume, you increase your chances of standing out among other applicants. Question 3. Why is it important to include keywords in your resume? Including keywords in your resume is important because it helps your resume get noticed by both hiring managers and automated systems that screen applications. Why this is important: get past automated systems. Many companies use software to scan resumes for specific keywords. If your resume has the right keywords, it's more likely to be seen by a human. Shows relevance. Keywords show that your skills and experiences match the job description. Catches the employer's eye. When hiring managers see keywords they're looking for, they know you have the right qualifications. Example with Larry Jeffers Race Cars. If you're applying for a job at Larry Jeffers Race Cars, use keywords from the job listing, such as engine tuning, if the job involves adjusting car engines for performance. Welding, if the job requires welding skills. Race car diagnostics, if they need someone who can diagnose and fix race car problems. Fabrication, if the job includes building custom parts for race cars. By including these keywords, your resume will be more likely to pass the initial screening and show Larry Jeffers race cars that you have the skills they need.